Welcome to our mountain gardens. Here we are on the slopes of the Smoky Mountains at around 3,000 feet of elevation. And this arch welcomes you to what we call the Enchanted Forest. The Enchanted Forest is part whimsical and part functional. A lot of garden art that you see, including our little tree trunk of raccoons and bears, all hiding in harmony. And of course you have to have a home for the little people. And a frog that watches over the Enchanted Forest and swallows anything bigger than a fly. We're having guests this afternoon, so we have our deck ready for our guests. It's going to be a picnic. Here you see our javelina and a very unusual rooster or chicken or wild turkey or peacock. Can't decide what that is. Then we have a little loop of stairs that goes back up the mountain. There's a hemlock tree, which is suffering through one of the worst years of adelgids, which are destroying all the hemlocks throughout the northeastern and eastern United States. Here's another one. These have been sprayed and treated so that we can preserve them as much as we can. You're looking down a slope, rather steep slope. Humorous story about our kids when they were standing down right about where I'm pointing right now. May not look steep to you, but their dog, Carmel, decided that he would come down to see him and had never traveled to any mountains, had lived mainly in the Tampa Bay area. And when he took off to greet them and he came down the mountain, he couldn't stop, and he kept going and almost knocked him down. It took a while to stop laughing. The look on his face when he realized it was not flat, and there was a new experience for him. Now you can see a little bit better that slope. To give you an example, that deck above goes out 12 feet. and those posts are 8 feet high. So that's a pretty good slope, knowing the other side of the deck merges into the side of the mountain. Going further down the mountain now to the farm road. The farm road was built back in the 1940s in order to move the trees that were harvested from this area. So all the trees you see now are 60 to 70 years old. Some of them may be older, not harvested at that time, but most of them were. And then they used this as farmland and probably grazing land for many years until these trees grew back. This road's fairly long, so I'm going to pause it for a minute and bring you down to the gardens area.